Good evening to those who listen. It is April 22nd, 2018, 9:34 p.m., and I got some Israel news for you. First off, I have some from the Times of Israel news. Iran has threatened again to annihilate Israel, and Hezbollah is boasting of the reach of their rockets. They said they have their finger on the trigger ready to wipe out Israel. And Israel says that they are ready for any kind of attack that Iran can throw at them. And the United States and France are meeting, Trump and Macron, to discuss the fate of the Iran nuclear deal. And Iran says that if the United States backs out, then they will just vigorously pursue more uranium enrichment. So there we got that. And of course we know in the Bible it says that Israel will be protected and that the bow will be broken, so meaning that the Iran's weapons will be stopped before they can be used, and then they will be dispersed. The people will be dispersed to the four winds of the earth, meaning that probably a lot of people will die and there'll be a lot of refugees. So there's a very possible that Israel could attack Iran. Here's the news stories.
The past 48 hours marked the fourth consecutive weekend of clashes between Palestinians and Israeli forces along the Gaza border. Though Hamas claims these protests are merely a peaceful sit-in, Israel says they're just a smokescreen for terror and border infiltration. Regardless, the IDF has faced intense criticisms for its use of lethal force in these clashes. Adding fuel to that debate is the death of a 15-year-old Palestinian boy on Friday, apparently at the hands of an Israeli sniper. TV's Brett Allen Smith is here with the story. Brett?
Thanks, Aaron. Well, this is another incident that's already grabbed a lot of global attention, as you can probably imagine, and as usual, it's pretty much just evolved into a case of he said, she said. Now, according to the IDF, 15-year-old Mohammed Ibrahim Ayub was on his way to damage the main security fence at the time he was shot and ultimately killed. This is the same line of defense, by the way, the Army typically uses to defend its use of live fire in these clashes, but we actually have a video allegedly taken at the border at the time Ayub was shot. Let's go ahead and pull up that video on the full screen right now. Now, I warn you guys at home, this video does have graphic content because it seems to show the 15-year-old boy at the moment of being shot, and it appears to be a direct kill shot to the head. And though he is within the vicinity of the border, to my eye anyway, the actual fence doesn't appear to be anywhere nearby in sight.
All right, now look, I mean, I've said this before, it's difficult to suss out exactly what's going on in certain situations, especially situations of war. Yeah, with a snapshot of footage like this, if that footage is in fact legitimate, of course. On the other hand, I will say that the Army typically defends its actions without providing much physical evidence to support it.
Right. Well, further to that, just like the death of the Palestinian journalist at the border clashes, a week or two ago, this death has opened a Pandora's box of global criticism. The UN's Mideast envoy and a slew of international leaders have demanded the Army, at the very least, investigate this teen's death and just figure out, exactly what happened on the ground. Now, the Army says an investigation is underway, but even before releasing any of those facts, they already say that Israel is totally absolved from any wrongdoing. And this is a trend that we see a lot. And for everyone on the outside, just trying to understand, it's a frustrating pattern that kind of seems to go nowhere for them.
All right, well, speaking of that, I mean, the UN Special Envoy, Nikolai Mladenov, certainly let those anxieties be known on Twitter as well. I mean, when the news of this death broke, he seemingly accused Israel of purposefully shooting the child and thus breeding more killing.
Right.
Israeli politicians quickly joined the Twitter fight and said, Hamas is clearly the one to blame for sending kids to the front line, which they've certainly been accused of doing in the past as well.
True. On the one hand, I think that everyone would agree that Israel has a right to defend its borders from terror. But on the other hand, when you put some of these incidents side by side, this journalist, this teenager, with the stories and the video that never quite lines up on either side, you do get a pattern here that needs to be analyzed honestly and carefully, because otherwise this dance is just going to go on forever.
Yeah, I mean, this was the fourth weekend of the six-week planned Palestinian March of Return. So, I mean, for now, we'll just have to wait and see what next weekend brings. Thanks for the update, Brett, of course.
And the thing that gets me the most is, why would they send kids to the front lines? That doesn't make any sense to me, kids and teenagers. Kids and teenagers shouldn't even be participating in the protest whatsoever, I don't think. It's too dangerous, and it's just it's just something that they should not do. Children should not be involved.
In honor of Israel's 70th birthday and in celebration of its independence, the CEO of Intel, along with 300 of his shooting star drones, attended the celebrations held in Jerusalem, putting together his own little present to help commemorate the event. And IFTV's Emmanuel Kadosh has all the details. Take it away.
Thanks, Aaron. Yes, the CEO of Intel Corporation, Brian Kranich, joined Israel in celebrating its 70th anniversary of its independence Wednesday night in Jerusalem, which included an incredible display of 300 Intel drones. As part of the event, Intel's shooting star drone lit up the sky with star-like images of the Star of David, Theodore Herzl, the walls of Jerusalem, and so much more. The drones themselves are equipped with LED bulbs, which are actually able to create over 4 billion color combinations.
Wow, I mean, that sounds insane. I mean, I wasn't at the event myself, but I saw footage and I'm completely blown away.
Right, so I heard that we most definitely missed out. I wasn't there either, but before the event, Intel CEO actually mentioned how excited he was to be participating in the event, and actually how this year marks Intel's 50th anniversary, along with Israel's 70th, saying, quote, "This is a double and moving birthday."
Well, that's coincidental and fun.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I guess this doesn't come as that much of a shock. I read a report just the other day that said Intel has been operating specifically in the Holy Land since 1974,
right,
and has invested something like $17 billion to date, most recently in the auto tech firm Mobileye.
Right.
And actually, this isn't even the first time shooting star drones lit up an event, right?
Right. That's right, Aaron. These shooting star drones have actually been showcased at other events abroad, such as the Olympic Winter Games. And actually, they did a little light show for the one and only Israeli Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, which was really amazing. I think it's safe to say we're going to be seeing a lot more of Intel's shooting star drones in events across the world.
Oh, wow. I mean, I definitely hope to see that happening. It was a spectacular event. Manuel, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And so, didn't mean to do that, but yeah, those drones. Now, they said they used LED lights. Now, I'm just throwing this out there. Maybe what we're seeing in the skies with these weird sun simulator light sources that are separate from whatever that disk is, if that's the sun or if that's something else. But the light sources that we're seeing, all these multiple light sources, could they be possibly done with these drones? I mean, they'd have to be pretty big, though, you'd think, to light up that much. But just a suggestion, just a possible theory. Probably not. It probably would have to be a lot bigger, to project that. I don't know. Just a theory. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. God bless.